All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to yoga. We are going to start our class standing, which we don't do very often, but I love to start this way. Grab one of your blocks, just to change it up a little bit, because we're going to do a lot of floor work, but I want to make sure we're really, really warm. So take one of your blocks and just place it between your thighs and then walk the feet in and feel the big toe mounds pressing down into the floor, and then spread all your toes, spread the ball mound out to the sides and get your feet nice and wide and grounded. Little bit of a squeeze to the block, don't overdo it as we just start to get ourselves grounded and find ourselves centered on our mat. So close your eyes if you're comfortable. When you close your eyes, you can throw your balance. So please keep your eyes open if you would like to. And then just kind of get a sense of your feet, right? Feel where the weight of your body is resting, whether it's outer or inner feet, front, back, and just try to find the center line. Maybe a 20%, 30% squeeze of the block. Make sure we're not hyperextending the back of the knees. And then imagine that you are getting taller from the ground to the feet, to the legs, right? The psoas muscles getting long. The hips and the glutes are active, but not overly squeezing. And then the chest rises, the low belly tones in. The hands rest on either side. The shoulders are on opposite ends of each other, not heading toward each other. And just breathe here. Make sure the back of the knees are soft, though. It's real easy with the block to hyperextend there. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good. Two more like that. Exhaling. And as you exhale, allow the belly to draw in toward the spine. Good. One more. Exhale. And then open the eyes if they were closed. And maybe take a look at your feet just for a second. See if they feel pretty even, pretty parallel to each other. And then gaze straight ahead or down toward the floor. And just lean to the outer edges of your feet. Always mindful, of course, right? If you've got feet stuff going on, to take care of them. So you're leaning to the pinky edge, the inner edges kind of lifting up a little bit. And then slowly bring them down, release the toes. Press into the block as if you could touch the inner ankles toward each other. So we're drawing the feet in, and the outer edges of the feet maybe start to lift a little bit. And then slowly bring it back to neutral. I want you to lean forward without lifting your heels. Again, be mindful, right? So we're putting that weight into the toes. Notice what the toes are doing. They're right. There's kind of scrunching in to hold you from tipping over. Come back to center. Again, be mindful. Don't go far. Lean into the heels more. The toes start to lift. Breathe. You feel like you could fall backwards pretty easily here, and then find center again. Good. And then just take your block out and set it aside. Feel that. Just feel the difference. Again, hips width apart. Playing here again, go to the outer edges. Maybe you lift up a little bit more to the outsides. Feel the ankles. Be again real mindful here, and then slowly peel them back down. Let the toes go. Draw all of it into the middle, maybe the outsides. Lift your knees, come together some. Whew. And lower. Feel the work on those ankles, right? Lean forward as if you're going to tip forward. If you feel a little unsteady, you can take the hands back, just a little balance there. Like you're just about to jump off of a cliff with a parachute. And come back. Lean back. Woo. maybe the hands come forward. You can feel your toes lifting. And for me, my butt wants to go back, right? That's just normal. Breathe and back to center. Good. And then just walk in place, like march in place, but don't lift the knees. Just kind of shake them all out. And then pause on one side, just bend one knee, the other leg straight. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, bend both knees and let the hands come to the floor. So both knees are bent, just one more than the other. Engage the belly, draw the belly in, feel the back, lower back lengthen, and then take both hands to both bent knees. Lift your chest, come all the way up, release that arm or release that leg. Same thing, bend the other leg. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, let the back knee bend. Hands can come to the floor. Your feet are nice and straight. One heel lifted, one heel dropped. Breathe. Now, exhale, really squeeze the belly in. That's going to come back later. Take your hands to both bent knees. Lift your head. Come all the way up. Let go of that heel. Take it up. Exhale, shake that out. Good. Shake everything out. And then truly march in place. So we're just doing warm up here. So I just want you to lift one knee and then the other. You can add the arms if you want. You're like, what's the yoga class doing this for? Breathe. Yep. How high can you bring the knees? Find your breath. Good. Keep it up. Maybe go a little faster. Maybe breathe. Good. And finish. Shake it out. Good. Last one. You're just going to bring those heels back. Again, watch your knees. So kick one, other. Feel free to sway a little bit side to side. Warming up the hammies. Anybody feeling that? Right. Breathe. And shake that out. Good job, everybody. All right. Coming back to center. Come on up to the front of your mat. Grab your blocks. Place your blocks on your mat. You can either go high or medium. High or medium with your blocks and then come up to standing. Open up the shoulders. Low belly draws in. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, hands to blocks. Pause here. Let your hammies open up. Let the hamstrings open. Maybe sway your hips side to side. Again, notice your breath. Good. Taking everything back to center. The sit bones rise up. The tailbone draws down. Now, I want you to think about this for a moment. I want you to draw the pubic bone up toward the belly button, right? So we're really engaging the lower abs, transverse abdominis. Take your right foot and step it straight back, but only to the end of the other heel. So you're just 1 foot length back. Bend both knees. Find your breath. Sit way back in your pose. Both heels are grounded if you can. Watch your knees here. I know. Good. Hands come to your knees. Look up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back down. Both knees bend. This is deep. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squat down. The weight is behind you. Your front knee should be front knee to front ankle. Right? So we're not reaching forward. Good. 3 more. Take it up. Exhale down. And up using that front glute, everybody. And down. Last one. Exhale, hold. Sit way back, way, way back. Find your breath. And then simply step your right foot forward, step your left foot back. Same distance. It's just 1 foot behind the other. You're still hips width apart. Sit way back in your pose. All right, here we go. Inhale, push into both legs. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Watch what's going on with your knees. Inhale. You don't have to go that low. Down. Two left. Exhale. Inhale up. Last one. Exhale. Hold here for a moment. Your hands are on your blocks, but they are lightly on your blocks. Step your left foot forward. Both knees are bent. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, release, shake that out. I know. Find your breath, shake it out. We're going to add one thing to this particular exercise that is optional. Everything is always optional. So come on back where you were. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down to your blocks. Remember, you can be high or medium. Step the right foot back just like we did before. So bend both knees, come up on the ball mounds of both feet. Ooh, yeah, right? So both heels are lifted. One, this is where you are. You're going to hang out. Don't let your head drop down to the floor. Two, you're dropping those heels and doing a single, these are called kind of single leg squats. Three, you're going to look up, hands to knees, lift up, stand up all the way, straight legs, hands to hip or hands to heart, bend, hands to blocks, lower your heels. Three of those only. Lift the heels. Takes a lot of control, balance work here. Hands to knees, lift the chest. Hands to heart, stand up. Woo! All the way up. Squeeze those legs. Hands to heart, bend. Hands to blocks, lower. Got one left. Bend, lift, I know. Hands to knees, a little halfway. Hands to heart, another part of the way. Stand all the way up. Squeeze the legs toward each other. Bend. Hands down. Lower those heels. Holy moly. Step the right foot forward. Everybody bend both knees. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart, and then shake that out, right? It's tricky, but we're working from that squeeze of the legs, from that balance work from the feet. Let's do the other side. See how that goes. Please move slowly. Left foot steps back. It's just one foot back. You could touch your back foot to your front toes. Shoulders open. Your feet are hips width apart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend both knees, hands come to your blocks. Take a look at your feet. They're both pointing back at the same way. Lift the heels optionally. Sit back in your pose. Breathe. Look up first. If your head is down, it's going to be way harder to get up. Squeeze the low belly in, hands to knees. Lift the chest. Hands to heart. Stand up. Squeeze the inner thighs. Good. Here we go. Down. Hands to blocks. Let the heels go. Lift up. Watch your alignment. Lift your head. Hands to knees. Lift your chest. Hands to heart. Lift your chest some more. Woo! Stand up. Squeeze. And down you go. Woo. Let the heels drop. Last one. Lift your heels. Squeeze that belly. Lift your chest. Hands to knees. Find your balance. Hands to heart. Find your balance. Straight legs. Squeeze your thighs. Exhale, down you go. Ooh, that was not a slow descent. And let go. Step that left foot forward and shake it out. Bend both knees. Come on up. And shake out. Just grab one block. Take that block between your ankles. I have mine on the second width. second or first, narrowest or middle width is usually appropriate. Draw the inner ankles toward your blocks. Open up your chest. Find your breath. Hands to hips. Lift up. Squeeze your block. And down. 2, 3. Try to pause at the top. 4. Squeeze your block. 5, 6. Whew. 7, 8. Yep. 9. Let's see if we can hold 10 just for a little bit. Hold. Woo. Woo. Hold. Squeeze your block. Squeeze and come on down. That was less than successful. And shake that out, everybody. Good job. Let's take our blocks to the front of our mat. Whew. Step wide on your yoga mat. Take your hands to the floor. Nice alignment here. Outer ankle to outer hip. Not leaning forward, not leaning back, at least not yet. Just come into a nice forward fold. And imagine you're trying to split your yoga mat in half. So you're pulling the legs out away from each other isometrically. Breathe. Walk the hands forward. One handprint. Lift your heels. Woo. And slowly drop them. Good. Lift. And slow drop. 3 more. Lift. And drop. 2. Down. And last one. Down. Keep the hands where they are. Press the hips back like you're doing a wide leg down dog. Upper body nice and long. Now, squeeze the lower belly in. Try to get a sense of what's going on with the low back when you do that. Walk the hands back. Turn your toes out. Bend your knees. Take your hands to your knees. Come on up. Whew. All right, we're almost done with the leg work here. Be mindful, as always, especially my folks with knee stuff going on. Inhale, reach up. Let's do some goddess pose. Come on down. Thumb and index finger touch. The elbows come to your side body. The low belly tucks in, right? Pubic bone to belly button, so we're not overarching the lower back. Inhale, everything goes straight. Exhale, come on down slow. Breathe. Inhale up. Exhale, slow it down. Inhale up. Exhale down slow. We have 1 left. Inhale it up. Exhale, come on down. Release the hands to the thighs. Press the shoulder blades down the back. Tone the lower belly in from pubic bone up to belly button, as if you could draw it up underneath the ribs. Hold. Final one here. I know our legs are getting tired. Lift one heel and lower. Lift the other heel, lower, sit way back. Lift one, lower. Lift the other, lower. Good. Lift one, the other. We're almost done. Lift one, lift the other, pause. See if you can lift both. Got to press the knees out, working with the legs, hips, calf muscles, lower both. Come on up. Whoo, step those legs together and shake it out. I know. Brittany, it just went right to that, right? That quad work is something. All right, come on up to the front of your mat. Have your blocks at the front. Roll your shoulders back. Find your breath. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, hands down to your blocks, everybody. Soften the knees, step back with your right leg. Let's come into a lunge. Always remember that back knee can come. In fact, everybody, maybe everybody, take your knee down to the floor. Betty, you don't have to if you don't want to. Just stay where you are. Find your breath. Let's stretch out through the quad, the back leg's quad. Go ahead and bend that knee. Bring the heel toward the hip. if you want. So that's just a quad stretch there. And then release, lift that knee, squeeze the imaginary block between the thighs. Take your hands to your knee, lift your chest, take the arms up and breathe. Press through the back leg, everybody, and then bend the back knee some. Yep, a lot of leg strength here today. Straighten the back leg. Exhale, hands down. All you're going to do is step forward, right leg, step back, left leg. Lower the knee to the floor. Feel the stretch of the quad. And then if you can, bend the back knee more, bring the heel toward the hip. Lower, toes flipped under, the knee lifts. Optional again, knee can stay down. Hands come to your knee. Let's find all that stability. Squeeze the back glutes. Take the arms up. Bend the back knee. Ooh. So your torso is upright. Breathe, straighten the back leg. Hands come down. Push off your back leg. Step forward. Whew. So maybe you move your blocks out of the way. Bend both knees. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. So we're going to do just a little sun salute. Flow, if you want to take a break. One option, if you don't want to do a little sun salute, come to a wall. Ooh, back to the wall. That feels marvelous. So if you want to take one out or come down to down dog and hold, that's awesome with me. Arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down. Oh, take your hands to your shins, lift halfway up. Listen up here. Notice your lower back. Squeeze the pubic bone toward the belly button. It's going to be subtle. I'm not asking you to round your back. I'm asking you to draw the low belly in. And then exhale, hands down to the floor. Soften, step back, right leg. Stay here if you want, or hands come to knee. Lift your chest, take the arms up. Breathe, Betty, make sure that mat doesn't slip. Exhale, hands down, everybody. Step back, downward facing dog. Pause, no hurry here. Pedal out your feet, stretch out those calf muscles that we just worked. Come to plank pose. Take the pubic bone toward the belly button. Breathe. Feel the work here, everybody. Lower your knees to the floor. Draw the elbows to the side body. Come on down nice and slow. Slide your elbows forward. Sphinx pose. Take the pubic bone toward the belly button. This is going to come back over and over today. We're going to be doing some core work later. Feel the difference when we draw the pubic bone up, when we hollow out the low belly a little bit. Lower down. Hands come to the floor. Draw the elbows in. Push into your knees halfway up. Flip under your toes, plank pose. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Look through your hands, step forward, right leg. Push off, step forward, left leg. Bend both knees, come on up. Exhale, hands to heart. Shake it out. If you're still in a wall squat, please come out. Relax your legs. Let's do the second side nice and slow. Take it up. Exhale, soft knees. Down you go. Ooh. Bring the pubic bone up toward the belly button. Hands come to shins. The shoulders draw away from the ears, right? And the chest lifts as the belly button presses in. Exhale it down. Soften the knees. Step back, left leg. Draw the inner thighs toward each other. Hands to knee. Lift up. Arms up. Find your breath. Hold on to the beach ball. Exhale, hands down, downward facing dog. Shake it all out. Find your breath. Plank pose. Where's that pubic bone going, right? It's drawing subtly up toward the belly button. The belly button squeezes in. Knees down, optional. Come on down, little chaturanga. Slide the elbows forward and come to Sphinx. Breathe. In Sphinx, I want you to play with the idea that the pubic bone draws up toward the belly button, which lengthens the lower back. Big deep breath. Lower down, take those hands under shoulders, draw the elbows in, push into your knees, straighten the legs, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Pubic bone draws toward the belly button. Look through your hands. Step forward, left leg. Step forward, right leg. Woo. Bend the knees. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good job. Shake it out again. So I want you to play with this idea, a little balance work here. Feel free to be near a wall, right? Of when we draw the knee in, we're scrunching this area, okay? So both arms up, go slow. Take your right elbow to your right knee, squeeze into the middle, and then release. Get good form again, good footing. Left elbow to left knee, squeeze to the middle and up. So it's not this, right? It's that, okay? So squeeze in and up, core work again. Squeeze. You can do this sitting down, by the way. Squeeze. Woo. Squeeze. Yep, feel those feet work. Squeeze. Woo. And squeeze. We got one set left. Squeeze, just feel that. And up. Squeeze. And up. Shake that out. Good job, everybody. Woo. Roll that out. Feet or hips width apart. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Come on down, little chair. Keep it soft. Pubic bone reaches up toward the belly button. See that difference right there? Arms out. Sit back. Let the lower back be long. Breathe. Hands to heart. 1, you're here or you're done. Stand up. 2, last one. Let's take those heels off the floor. Find your balance. Squeeze the low belly in. Keep the chest lifted. Plant the heels. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Shake that out. Woo! I feel good. Breathe it out. Take those blocks to the front of your mat, everybody. Leg work, hip work, core work. We're good. We're good to go. All right. So we're coming back to one of the first things we did, take the right foot back, but step it back just a little more. So not right behind the heel, but maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet back. So Betty, you could go longer. And breathe. Everybody inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, hands either to the floor or to your blocks. Find your breath here. Sit way back and then sit back more and straighten the front leg only. Oh, yeah. Level out the hips, lengthen the chest, find that stretch along the whole part of your front back. It's your back of your front leg. There you go. Bend both knees, everybody. Lift into your fingertips. Breathe. And then push into both feet to stand all the way up. We're just doing one more like that. Slowly come down, bend both knees, breathe, sit back more, straighten the front leg. Bend both knees, look up, come to just fingertips or your blocks, and then push down into both feet to stand all the way up. And exhale, release. Step one foot forward, step the other foot back. Some of you are thinking I should have gotten ready for the Super Bowl instead. Here we go, lift up. Exhale, bend both knees, hands to the floor. Breathe. Lean the hips back more, straighten the front leg. Try not to let the head drop too much. Try to keep it more or less level with the rest of the spine. Bend your front knee, push strongly into both feet. Stand up. Exhale. Only one more, I know. Inhale. Bend both knees. Oops. Breathe. Lean the hips back, straighten the front leg. You can have your hands on the blocks here, by the way. It would make it less deep. Bend your front knee. I really want you to push into those feet to lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Whoo, step those legs together. Grab one block. Take it between your thighs. Give that block a good squeeze. Anybody not feeling their legs at this point? I just want to know. Are we good? Are we good? Squeeze the block. Just breathe. And then grab your block, take it behind you, the widest level. The palms are facing toward each other. These front shoulders, right? The little bubble there. Let's pull them back, straight back, and breathe. I've been on my tippy toes so much, I'm heading that way again. Good. Now, so what happens is this is going to inform our floor work, right? As we press those hands back, the shoulder blades draw down. When the shoulder blades draw down, the chest lifts, and then the pubic bone ever so slightly draws up, right? And then notice how that feels in your body. We can draw the arms back, the shoulder blades squeeze together, but they don't just squeeze, they drop. Chest lifts, head is neutral, legs are not locked, and release that, shake it out. And then grab your same block, but grab it underneath. Okay, so the palms are holding the bottom of your block. Pull the little round shoulders back. Bring the head back, watch the knees, press straight back. Draw the shoulder blades down, lift the chest. Find your breath. Back body work, strengthening the back body. Maybe the arms will go a little further back, maybe not. And release that, shake it out. All right, come on back to the front of your mat. You've done well, everybody. Roll the shoulders. Mountain pose. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, all the way down. Step back to downward facing dog. Shake it all out. Good arm, shoulder, back position. So my normal down dog, you guys, tends to tilt my pelvis forward a little bit. So instead, I'm going to pull the pubic bone up toward the belly button. Not much has changed, but the whole feel of it has changed a lot. And then inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, lower your knees to the floor. Woo, maybe find a little child's pose. Maybe a little hero pose. Find your breath. And then come on up And grab your blanket. We're just going to be on the knees a little bit. So if you normally like to cushion your knees, go ahead and do that. For my lovelies out there with knee issues, if it hurts to be on your knees, I'm going to just have you do single knee instead here, instead of both on the floor at the same time. So come on up once you're there, right? You can flip your toes under, draw the pubic bone up toward the belly button without pushing your hips forward. Actually, undo your toes. Undo your toes. Sorry about that. So tailbone drops down, pubic bone presses up, hands are to your hips. I just want you to lean back a little. Don't let the butt go back. Take the arms out. Find your breath. Keep pressing isometrically the hips forward, still working with the quads, no kidding. Breathe and come up. Now, if you're doing single leg, you're going to switch sides. I should have demoed on the first side. You're just going to lean back a little bit, right? Whew, it's actually harder. So switch legs, or last one, draw up, lean back, lift the arms forward, draw the shoulders back, lift the chest. So you're not doing this, right? No butt out. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and forward. Good. Just shake it out. We'll stretch these quads, I promise. And then come on back to table. There's 2 things we're going to do. We're going to do balancing table and balancing table on steroids. So we'll pick our pose. We're going to start with what we all know and love, balancing table. Right leg out, lift the leg, level the pelvis, take the left arm out. Hold. Imagine the pubic bone slightly drawing up toward the belly button. And breathe. Lower everything down and switch sides. Good form, everybody. We take our time to find our form so that we are as strong and mobile as we can be. And lower down. All right, here's the fun part. Go back to the first side. How did I do that? Oh, yeah. I don't remember. Hang on. Go to plank. Okay. I think I remembered. I was just practicing it this morning. All right. So either balancing table, right leg, left arm, or plank pose, right leg. Got to make sure your hands are under your shoulders. Right leg, left arm. And down. I know. That one is hard. That's why I'm doing it. Left leg, right arm. Woo. Harder. And down. And shake it out, everybody. Right? And breathe. See, I should never have gone on vacation and ate too much food and not done enough exercise, because that's what I'm all about now that I'm back. All right, just catch your breath, everybody. We're coming down onto our bellies. If you would like, I don't want this big, thick blanket, but if you want just to ease up on the underside, because we're going to be here a while, go ahead and lay out your blanket and come on down. Woo. And this should feel really good right now. Excuse me. So nice and long, right? Body is nice and long. The legs are out. Maybe you make sure those quads are nice and long. You're on the tops of your feet. Your toes are not tucked under. Lower your head down onto your hands and just pause here. I'm going to keep my head lifted so I don't get too muffly. So from here, I just want you to feel, maybe shake your hips a little side to side. Just feel what's happening in your particular body. And then press down to the pubic bone. Draw the pubic bone up toward the belly and squeeze the belly in as if you could lift it off the floor. Nothing else is moving. And then just release it and let go fully. So core work again. We're pressing down toward the pubic bone. We're pulling that pubic bone up toward the ribs. Hollow out the belly and fully release. One more just like that. Push down. It's almost like you could drag your pubic bone up toward the belly button, even though it's not really moving. The pelvis is certainly moving. The belly hollows out. Hold and release. Whew. Feel that work, everybody. All right, so knees down. You're going to come up to your elbows. This is an interesting move. It is part Pilates, part yoga. I find it interesting and harder than it should be. Joy, right? You're like, yay, more hard work. All right, so you're going to take your cute little thumbs to your sternum and draw the elbows toward the side body. You can interlace your hands or you can keep the fingers straight. So your thumbs are resting on your sternum. Your elbows are not out here, they're tucked in. Okay? Your head is pretty much neutral. Push into your pubic bone. Draw the pubic bone up toward your belly button. Push into your knees and lift. Yep. Huh? Lift your body. Keep the elbows in, mine splayed out immediately, and then slowly lower down. Push into your knees, pull the pubic bone up toward the belly button, lift up, hold, slowly lower back down. Whew. How y'all doing out there? Joy. 3 more. No, let's just do 1 more because there is another option. All right, here we go. Push into the pubic bone, lift that belly away from the floor, and then lift and breathe and lower. Whew. Lower all the way, everybody. Maybe bend the knees, windshield wiper. That should not have been in your lower back. That was all belly. All belly. Those of you who are going to watch the Super Bowl later, you got to get ready for the food. All right, lower the legs. Now, here is an option. We're going to do 3 more of those. The second option I find really interesting, and it's why we started with feet. So when you lift, instead of pressing into your knees, you're actually going to lift onto the toes, not the ball mounds, the toes, right? So this is how it looks. You're going to take your thumbs under your sternum. Draw the pubic bone in, flip the toes, push, ooh, and lift. I shouldn't have went, ooh, because that made it less appealing to all of you. And then you're going to slowly lower down. It does not hurt my toes at all. However, if it hurts yours, you go back to the knees. We're just going to do 3. And maybe I'll just watch. No, to make sure you're doing it right. All right, come on down. Just 3 of them, everybody. Whew. Squeeze the elbows in, lengthen the tailbone, toes under or knees. Here we go. Lift up. I can't do, I did so many of these this morning and I can't do a single one. Breathe and lower. Whew, good. Lift and lower. We got one left. Lift, breathe, and lower. Holy moly. Let all that go. I promise to never do those again. Bend the knees, everybody. Shake that out. All right, we're still on our bellies. Tail, especially like my folks out there with that chronic low back stuff. The importance of drawing that belly button in, of lengthening pubic bone toward belly button cannot be overstated. All right, arms down along your sides. No, let's start with them under, sorry. Let's start with forehead to hands. Press down through the pubic bone, draw the lower belly in, just lift one leg. One leg. Other one is down and lower. Now press into the pubic bone, lift the belly button away first, then lift the leg. Notice the difference. And lower. Pubic bone down, pubic bone toward belly button. Belly hollows out. We already did this. Lift both legs. Woo! Breathe. And lower. Hands down along your sides. Woo. Palms are face up. The front shoulders pull away from the floor. Listen up. The shoulder blades draw down your back. Notice your chest automatically lifts. Head, neck, chest lifts. Shoulder blades draw down. Pubic bone draws down. Belly tucks in. The legs lift. Look how easy that was, right? Locust pose. Belly button is drawn in. The shoulder blades are down your back. Nothing having to strain here. Lift the arms if you want, but don't overlift. And breathe. Lower everything down. Shake it out. Bend the knees, windshield wiper. Hang in there with me. We're almost done with this. Lower the legs. Bring the hands back. Turn the palms in. Feel the pubic bone press down. Feel the low belly draw in and up, as if you could pull that belly off the floor. Draw the shoulders back, but then feel the shoulder blades draw down the back. So chest is already lifting. Legs lift. Upper body lifts. Arms lift. Breathe. And lower. Bend your knees, windshield wiper. Come up to Sphinx pose. Sphinx pose. Palms are face down. Where's your belly? Pubic bone presses down. The pubic bone moves up toward the belly button. Notice the difference there. The shoulder blades draw down the back. Notice your Sphinx pose. Breathe. One, you're here. Two, come on down. Hands go toward shoulders. I go wider in my cobra. Elbows draw back. I drag the hands, but first I'm going to tuck that belly, right? Draw the shoulder blades down the back first, and then lift up to a variation of cobra. Now, if I straighten my arms, I'm going to sit in my low back. Don't want to do that. I'm going to keep it tall, but keep it reasonable. Lower down. Woo. All the way. Bend your knees, shake it out. Have one block beside you, near you, that you can grab when we're ready. Straighten the legs, last one here. Grab your block. Place it on your sacrum. Reach the arms back. Hold onto your block right at the sacrum. Press into your pubic bone. Draw the belly in. Bring the shoulder blades down. Lift legs. Lift upper body. Squeeze the elbows back. And then optionally straighten the leg or straighten the arms. Breathe. That's it. You got it, everybody. And lower fully. Bend those knees, windshield wiper those legs. Lot of back bends in that little series. Roll over to one side. Whew. Yeah, bend the knees. Just pause here. This should feel good. We're letting that back settle. Before we go into a talk, right, into like a child's pose, we allow the body to settle down, let the spine recalibrate. So when you're here too, you're just going to take the top leg, reach it, bent knee behind you, grab your foot or ankle. Try not to splay the knee up, but just keep it level with the hip and bring that leg back, stretching out the quad, the thigh muscle, but add that very subtle isometric tuck of the pubic bone up toward the belly button. And breathe. Shoulder blade down the back. Just breathe. Good. Bring that knee all the way forward. Hang on to your foot or ankle and stretch that leg straight out in front of you. Bend the knee. Release it. Hold. Same thing. Top leg. I just want you to do a big circle with your knee. Yep, you're taking it up toward the ceiling, back a little, down. Nice big knee circle. This should feel really good too after all the leg work we did. And then point that knee up toward the ceiling. Straighten the leg. You can use your hand again or not, whether you need it or not. You can grab your big toe or not. Just stretch. Bend the knee. Release fully. Go to your other side. Everybody needs an extra long shavasana today. All right, so you're on your other side. Find your breath here. Lift the knee off the other knee because you want that nice line of the hip. And then reach back. Maybe you can grab the foot. Stretch that quad back, but then tuck your pelvis a little bit. Hip extension here, the stretching of the front of that top hip, it isn't a big stretch. It isn't a lot. If we go too far back, we just go to the low back. Breathe. Bring the knee all the way forward. Grab your shin, your foot, your leg, and just take the whole leg straight out. Bend that knee, release, just let it set back down. And then lift that knee and give me big knee circles. Just a really nice big circle. Go slow. Last one. Oh, set that back down. And then point the knee up, straighten the leg up. Maybe you grab a toe or a shin, ankle, nothing behind the thigh. Bend the knee and release. Come all the way down and turn onto your back. Keep your knees bent, feet to the floor. And very gentle tuck and tilt of the pelvis, just really soft here. keeping those hips on the floor. Just rolling back and forth over the sacrum. And then find neutral and take the heels of both hands to the crease of both hips where the hip and the leg meet, and push the heels of the hands into those hip creases. So a little bit of traction here. It might feel a little funky as long as there's no pain. Just breathe. Keep pushing. You're pushing those thighs away. And release. Bring both knees to your chest finally. And just rock a little side to side. We're almost done. We're not quite done, but we're almost there. Good. Release. You're holding hands to knees. We're going to do that little reset. We've done it many times before. Your left hand goes to the front of your left thigh, so right above the knee. Your right hand goes to your right shin, so your right hand is below your knee. Push your left knee into your left hand, and then push your right knee into your right hand. So isometrically, the legs are going in different directions. You're pushing your left knee toward you, you're pushing your right knee away from you. Good. Breathe. And release. Switch sides. Your left hand goes to the front shin, the right hand goes above your right knee on your thigh. First, do one leg, whichever leg makes sense. Push your right knee into your hand. Push your left knee into your hand. Notice if you are pushing with one and not the other. Breathe and release. Let's do the same thing one more time, both sides. Left hand above the knee, right hand to the shin. Push and pull. Breathe. Release. Other side. Push, pull. And release. Good. Both feet to the floor. Bring your left knee to your chest. Take the hands behind the left knee and extend your left leg up. Feel free to straighten the right leg. If you have your strap nearby and you'd rather use your strap, go ahead and do that. Whew. Feel the sacrum nice and level on the floor. Maybe the teeniest little space behind the lower back. Maybe the pubic bone very gently drawing up toward the belly button. Good. Release. Bring your knee to your chest. Switch sides. Keep everything else soft, everyone. The left leg can extend out if that makes sense. Check out the sacrum. Where are you at? Does it feel good? And release. Both feet to the floor. We're almost done. Let's shift our hips toward the right edge of the yoga mat and then drop them down. Bring your knees to your chest and let's come into a nice, easy twist here. If you want a block between the knees, and sometimes I'll just do a soft fist and place that between the knees, and that's just enough of a spacer to allow the twist without feeling any strain. And close the eyes if they're still open. Let's let our bodies and our minds and our hearts settle back to the center of our mat. And just breathe. Good. Let's release that twist. Come back to the middle and then shift your hips to the left edge of your mat. The knees come back to chest and we allow the knees to roll to the other side. Soften your body. And bring those knees back to the middle. Bring your hips back to the middle. Draw your knees to your chest. I want to give you an option that you may or may not take me up on. Um, but sometimes you can learn a lot by being on your belly. And so I'm just going to take my blocks toward the end of my mat, and my lower legs are going to lay on that. And then I'm going to do my Shavasana on my belly with the legs laying over the blocks. So you just got to find your way. Now, you don't have to do that. You can take your same blocks and put them under your knees or under your thighs, but this can help release the pelvis. If you have glasses on, take them off, and either your head's resting and turned on one side, or you're just spine neutral with your head resting on your forehead, resting on your hands. The trick here is surrender, whether you are belly up or belly down, is just to allow this to be your pose. And if you're on your belly, feeling your belly softly flow toward the floor and releasing. So nothing holding, the legs, hips, everything relaxed. We rarely spend time on our bellies. And as you're moving here, as you're settling and finding what feels comfortable, just let it all go. Allow your back to settle. Allow your lower back to settle. Find your breath. Softening your body, no matter which position you've chosen, feeling free to change that position if you want. Go softer still. For those of you who are ready. So if you are on your back, start to draw your knees to your chest. If you're on your belly, try to kick your blocks out of the way if you were using them. And then come to child's pose. So whichever one you choose, go slowly. Allow your forehead to rest on your hands if you're in child's. If you're on your back, your knees to your chest. Allow everything to stretch. And from there, coming all the way up to a seat, slowly, lovingly, comfortably. Ah, and just feel your shoulders move to the side body. Close your eyes here. Let everything settle. And then opening the eyes, arms out. Come on up. Exhale to your heart. Bow to your own inner wisdom. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. All right. Oh, I ended early.
Really?
I